he wanted me to take a plea deal before I even got discovery. And that's what really made me, not upset, but made me really concerned because I'm like, you're representing me, but you want me to take a plea deal without me having discovery? Like, where's my due process right?
Now that's a serious accusation, a violation of due process. For those unfamiliar, due process means your constitutional right to fair treatment through the judicial system. So if she's being asked to plead without seeing the evidence, that's not just sketchy, that could be a legal minefield.
You know, that's a violation of my due process rights. I need to be able to defend myself. I cannot defend myself properly if I don't have all the evidence in front of me.
You always dress appropriately for court. I appreciate that. No, that's good. All right, so what's going to end up happening? We're currently in a jury trial, so I can't do jury trials at once. I've done that before, but the staff is like, Stephanie, it's too much. So what's going to end up happening is your case is going to be recalled for another trial setting. And you have a choice. You can have a jury trial or you can have a bench trial. Jury trial, 12 people will hear the evidence and they'll make a decision on whether you're guilty or not guilty, or you can have a bench trial. A bench trial is where I hear all the evidence and I make a decision. What I can tell you, if the state proves their case beyond a reasonable doubt, I'm going to find you guilty. If they don't prove their case beyond a reasonable...
This is a rare moment of clarity from the judge. Bench trial versus jury trial. It's a strategic call. One person versus 12 strangers deciding your fate. Which would you trust more? Drop your thoughts in the comments, jury or judge.
I'm going to find you not guilty. So that's something for you to think about between now and your next court date, okay?
Okay.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, when is Criminal Trial Division up next?
Not until 20th? The 20th?
Of May?
Or we can do it
All right.
June 7th.
We're going to put it on the 20th. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on May 19th. That way, if you have any motions that need to be heard, we'll hear motions. And then after your motions are heard, then we'll bring you back on the 20th. Okay? All right. So let me do this first. We're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2024 CR 009936 State versus Carrie Lampkin. Are you Carrie Lampkin? All right. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right. You can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Carrie Lampkin.
All right. I'm going to ask you some questions. And the questions, thank you. The questions that I'm going to ask you are related to your representation. It's not about the facts of the case. If it were about the facts of the case, then the state would need to be here. This is just a determination of whether or not I find that you should be allowed to represent yourself, okay?
It's like qualiquay. This is a qualiquay.
A what?
Qualiquay. See if I'm able to represent myself.
Yes. All right. So how far did you go in school?
I'm currently in school right now. Should be graduating next year, but now that I've been getting behind with finals because of...
All right. So here's the thing. The best thing about being a witness and what attorneys always tell witnesses is just answer the question that's asked of you.
Okay.
So, how far are you in school?
I'm in college now.
All right. What year?
I'm considered a sophomore/junior.
All right. And what are you studying?
Law.
All right. And how many years have you studied the law?
I'll say about 5 years.
All right.
But I was in the civil litigation and family law. And
So, have you ever studied criminal law?
I never had a desire to learn about it until now that I'm going through this.
All right. So, remember what I said. Just answer the questions. Have you ever studied criminal law?
So here's the twist. She studied civil law but never touched criminal law until now. That's like training for a marathon and suddenly getting thrown into a UFC cage match. Representing yourself in a criminal trial is no joke.
I've never studied criminal law. Based on my studies, like all civil in nature.
All right. So, here's my other question for you. Do you understand? You have a right, because this is a criminal matter, you have a right to have an attorney appointed to you if you cannot afford to hire an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. So, do you want to have one? Can you afford an attorney?
Well, at
That's
the moment,
yes or no.
At the moment, no, because of
All right. Then the next question. Here's the thing. Just listen to the questions. All right. Are you able to afford to hire an attorney?
No.
All right. Would you like an attorney appointed to you? That's either yes or no.
But I'd be able to speak to counsel, like someone from my counsel, to be able to make a decision. I don't want to just rush and say yes and no when I don't.
No, I mean, here's the thing. You don't get a chance to choose who your attorney is.
Yeah.
My question for you is, and I just want you to answer my questions. Would you like to have an attorney appointed to represent you? That's either yes or no.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I just feel like I'm being pressured and rushed, and I don't.
No, you're not being rushed. This case has been going on since January 2025. Let me explain something to you. When this case comes to trial, it is going to trial.
Yes.
There's not going to be at the last minute, I decided I don't want to do this. Let me get an attorney and get another reset. That's not going to happen. So my question to you is, do you want an attorney appointed to you? That's either yes or no. If your answer is no, whatever ends up happening, you end up representing yourself, then you're going to represent yourself. I'm not going to give any resets, because in the middle of trial, you decide you're over your head and you need an attorney. That's not going to happen.
Your Honor, with all due respect, my attorney,
Here's the thing. Don't start with all due respect. Let me just tell you why. No. This is what I want to tell you. When people say with all due respect, they're really getting upset. And usually what comes after with all due respect is not with respect. It's like when people say, let me be honest with you. Usually what's coming is not honesty.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to go that route.
No problem.
I was just wanting to say.
Oof. The judge isn't pulling any punches. That whole "with all due respect" line, it just triggered a courtroom mic drop. This is no longer just a legal debate. It's a psychological power play.
With all respect, Your Honor, the reason why I withdrew from my attorney, there was an issue with discovery since day one.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't get into things about you and attorneys and what happened with your previous attorney unless your previous attorney is here to
understand.